Hello and welcome to the Album Man, and this is going to be a slightly later edition of Weekly Rock News, but still quite a bit to talk about. So, coming up this week, the sad passing of Lou Reed, Jordan Rudess thinking that Mangini is better than Portnoy, more Hard Rock Hell Prog 2 announcements, Queen and Michael Jackson. And lastly, I know, a couple more, we have The Who finally retiring, and the new Boston album does have Brad Dell. Hello and welcome to the... And today we are... Go die, bitch. So let's, of course, as we do when we have sad news, let's, start with that. So, of course, as I'm sure everyone watching this already knows, Lou Reed died at the age of 71 on, was it October the 27th, 2013, and it's been confirmed that he died of liver complications. He had a liver transplant, I think, about 6 months earlier, and said how he's I am a triumph of modern medicine, physics and chemistry. I'm bigger and stronger than ever. I look forward to being on stage performing and writing more songs to connect with your hearts and spirits in the universe well into the future. Well, unfortunately he wasn't bigger and stronger than ever, and sadly died. Now Lou Reed is not someone I have to say I'm a big fan of. I'm really not, to be honest. I like some of his stuff. I like the 1972 album Transformer, produced by Bowie and Mick Ronson. I also like the debut album of the Velvet Underground and Nico. But in general, I like some of his songs, but it's not an artist that particularly appeals to me. Though over the weekend, I am going to be reviewing one of his albums, either Transformer or Velvet Underground and Nico. In fact, tell me in the comments below which you'd rather me I'd take a look at, as a tribute to him, because he's certainly an artist I respect hugely, even if I'm not a massive fan of his work. And it's pretty sad that his last album was, 2011's Lulu. That is probably the, worst final album of an artist, before they die, ever. I mean, that's just pretty damn sad. Okay, so even though this news about Hard Rock Hell's Prog Festival 2 next year doesn't apply to everyone, people in the US don't really care, still it's time, gets to talk about a few more, a few prog bands. So some more of the bands that have been released are The Enid, Panic Room, Arcane Roots, Solstice, The Custodian, Lunar Kiss, and September Code. And overall, this lineup is not looking half as good as last year's, to be quite frank. I mean, out of these new ones, the Enid, they're one of those bands like Curved Air. They've just been going around for ages. And Panic Room is Anne-Marie Helders of Mostly Autumn, her band, where she's the front woman of that. And they're decent. Arcane Roots, I didn't really think they were prog. I know they're supporting Coheed and Cambria, who I'm going to be seeing in couple of weeks time, so I might go and see them just because, hey, they're supporting Coheed and Cambria. But really, pretty underwhelming so far, I have to say. Anyway, let's move on to a different story. Oh god, Queen and Michael Jackson is really not something I can't say that excites me at all. Roger Taylor has revealed that the band has been working on unreleased Queen material, including tracks Freddie Mercury recorded with Michael Jackson. So they decided to finish them and they're gonna release them, which, oh god, Michael Jackson, not someone I like at all. I don't really have much respect for him, just not an artist I remotely like. So, Freddie Mercury, Michael Jackson, I don't know, this all seems to be building a bit. I've heard rumours and I've talked about before. I can see there possibly being another posthumous Queen album, I can see there being a Made in Heaven Part 2, so to say, and I'm not sure that'd be a good thing, really. I'm really not sure it would, I have to say. I think Made in Heaven was actually a really good album. I like that album quite a lot. I think it's definitely a strong album and a strong end for Freddie Mercury. And I mean, he wanted that album to be made. He very much said in his last days, you know, how he just wanted to record some stuff and have the album made after his death. But I really don't want Queen to end up going down the Jimi Hendrix route of, you know, let's release a posthumous album full of shit, really. Yeah, let's hope that doesn't happen. Okay, so Jordan Rudess has been almost slagging off Mike Portnoy, really. Yes, so in an interview he was talking about how that Mike Mancini offers some different stuff to Mike Portnoy, and well, let's just say, I'll quote him, "Well, the two Mikes, the new Mike and the old Mike, are both very different people and they're both very different players. Both of them are great drummers, but a lot did change both personally and musically for us. Musically, the new Mike has certain skills that the other one does not." Which is quite interesting because, well, I think Mancini is a decent drummer, no doubt about that. Can you honestly compare him to Mike Portnoy? I mean, Mike Portnoy is often considered one of the best drummers, you know, drummers around at the moment in the world. You know, he is often considered up there with, you know, Neil Peart and, you know, some of the, of course, the classic drummers who aren't with us anymore, like John Bonham or something. But Mike Mancini is not really that great a drummer. I mean, yes, technically and mathematically he's good. I mean, you know, I find him a little mechanical for my liking, to be honest. But yeah, that's me. But, yeah, there's definitely some, I don't know, I detect in the article a tad bit of, I don't know, almost, I wouldn't say bitterness towards Mike Portnoy, but almost like he's trying to say, you know, to Mike Portnoy, you know, this guy, we don't need you, Portnoy, which I don't know. I'm not sure about, really. Even though I definitely enjoyed Dream Theater's new album, need to get around to reviewing that, I definitely do, but it was a good album, definitely. That's all I'll say for the moment. I won't say how good, but I definitely enjoyed it. Okay, so quite sadly, The Who are going to, well, be doing their final tour soon. I mean, it was inevitable. They've been going for a long time, and yes, for their 50th anniversary in 2015, they are going to be doing their actual last tour. I mean, it's been over 30 years since their first final tour, but it seems a bit more likely this time that Pete Townsend and Roger Daltrey will finally be calling it quits, to be honest. And definitely I want to see them on that tour. I've never seen The Who, and I would like to. They're, you know, a band I like an awful lot. So, yeah, you know, it'll be pretty sad when they go, but still, you know, they're not going quite yet. Got a couple of years, and we've got an epic global world tour, so that should be good. Hopefully it's not as bad as the Scorpions world tour, which of course didn't include the UK, but I have no doubts this will include the UK. I mean, it's The Who, and the Scorpions, they still need to bloody well play over here. I have not forgotten. And finally, let's talk a bit about the Boston album that I'm kind of dreading, but oh god, Life, Love and Hope. Yeah, who knows what the hell this is going to be like, let me tell you. But Brad Delp does sing on 3 songs, which is interesting. Sorry about that. Yeah, he sings on Didn't Mean to Fall in Love, Sail Away, and Someone 2.0. The main problem is that Someone 2.0, is maybe you guessed by 2.0, and Didn't Mean to Fall in Love already appeared on Boston's, I think their previous album, Corporate America. And let's say Corporate America wasn't the best Boston album ever. No, it wasn't half as good as the first 2. It really wasn't. No, it's not that great an album, to be honest. It was pretty disappointing. And of course, it's been a long time since Boston last released an album, because you know how Tom Scholz is just a ridiculous bloody perfectionist, and it takes about 1 million years just to perfect a song, really. He just takes things way too far. I mean, bloody hell has he been slow since he started in the 70s. But yeah, it'd be nice to hear Delp on a few songs, but really, there's a lot of remakes on this album. You got Someone 2.0, You Gave Up on Love 2.0, Didn't Mean to Fall in Love, you know. It's, I don't like all these remakes, really. I think only maybe 8 of the 11 tracks are new. I think it's something like that, and that's not really good enough. When you're waiting this amount of time for a Boston album, you know, maybe if we're getting one every year, I mean, I still hate re-recordings, but still, to wait this long for a Boston album and have 3 of the bloody songs to, you know, be bloody remakes, yeah, I have a feeling that unfortunately this album isn't going to be one I'm going to be reviewing positively, and that's sad. I would love to be doing a lovely positive review saying, you know, Boston are back, and, you know, like Bowie and Black Sabbath being awesome. Unfortunately, if this was going to go on one of my end of the year lists, it seems it's more likely to go on my top 10 worst than 25 best. Okay, so that's all I have to talk about in this episode of Weekly Rock News. So this has been the Album Man. Thanks for watching, comment, subscribe, and as usual, long live rock and roll.